title. It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT. I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so I wanted to talk about Ryan Rozicki because he had his fight this past weekend with Alante Green. It was for the NABF Cruiserweight title. For those that don't know what that is, the NABF Cruiserweight title, or the NABF title in any weight class. Well, if you win it, it's a regional belt that gets you ranking positioning within the top 15 of, I believe, the IBF. So, you know, it's an important belt to win on your road to greatness. You see what I'm saying? But Rozicki's not just one of the most interesting fighters in the cruiserweight division, but one of the most interesting fighters in boxing because he comes from a place where, generally speaking, we don't get a lot of fighters, and that's Sydney, Nova Scotia, Canada. All right. So he fought Alante Green. Alante Green, you know, I remember Alante Green. He had that fight with George Arias on Showbox. You know, a guy that doesn't have like a ton of experience, but a guy that's, you know, gotten some good wins in the professional ranks. I mean, he beat Taylor Dorr. That was a good win. I remember Taylor Dorr. He used to train out here in South Florida. Taylor Dorr is like one of the biggest, like size-wise, biggest cruiserweights in the world, and he was able to beat him by knockout in 2 rounds. Beat Samuel Clarkson. So he's gotten some good wins, but fell to George Arias, and this is a big fight for him. And you know. I couldn't find any footage on the fight, but I found this one GIF of how the fight ended, and it was a very, very ugly. When I say ugly, I mean an ugly knockout for Ryan Rozicki of Alante Green. He got Alante Green out of there in 10 rounds. You know, Rozicki has that real short, compact style. Basically, the way the knockout went was he threw a left hook. What he had? It was a left hook and then a right hand, and then he dipped, and then he came to the left hook, and then he hit him with. It was just a barrage of left hooks and right hands. Like there was no jabs. Like that's all he hit him with was left hooks and right hands, and just a lot of dipping. Think about Marciano and Tyson and them kind of fighters. That's kind of how Rozicki likes to fight, his style. Not saying he's as good as those guys, but that's how he likes to fight. He's a short, compact guy, has that body type, right? So with that being said, you would be led to believe that Rozicki's going to enter the cruiserweight rankings any minute now. And there's going to be some real intriguing fights for him in this weight class because one thing about Rozicki is, he said it himself, Rozicki's a fighter that really, you know, if you watch this fight against Oscar Rivas at Bridgerweight, because he fought in the inaugural Bridgerweight world title fight, and Rivas is a heavyweight, and he was smaller than Rivas, but he's just got this grit to him, this ability to impose his will on the opponent, that even against a guy like Rivas, who's a legitimate, hard punching heavyweight, he can still, you know, be competitive and hurt those guys. So imagine when he's fighting guys that are cruiserweights, right? But he's a guy that really walks around more like a light heavyweight who's fighting at cruiserweight. So there's going to be some interesting fights for him. When you look at just the cruiserweight division, you got guys like, you know, now you got Zorro and Joe Smith in the weight class, so I think him against one of those guys would be great. Andrew Tabiti's still around. You got Marcus Brown who's in the mix. You got Isaac Chamberlain who's fighting Mikhailo off of the British title. That could be a fight. Krzysztof Glowacki, even though he's faded, to be a good name to get on his resume. So there's a lot of options out there for Rozicki, and the best option I feel he has for him is Yamil Peralta, who he already fought, and he beat in a controversial split decision in Canada. And it was so controversial to the point where basically the WBC, hold on, I had it in front of me before I was talking to you guys. What is it here? Yeah, it's here. All right. Yeah, the WBC basically, they were like, it went under like an investigation because the fight was for a WBC international title, and then all the officials were from Canada, and you know it was under Ryan Rozicki's promotional company, 3 Lions Promotions. The WBC reviewed the fight, and they decided to keep that belt, you know, vacant. So it kind of cheated Rozicki from being more higher ranked. He probably would have already been ranked into the WBC, but nonetheless, Peralta is ranked in the WBC rankings because the fight right after that, he fought for that same vacant WBC international title, and now he's the one who's ranked. So that seems like the fight naturally to make. There's history there. There's a lot of people that thought Peralta was cheated and screwed in Canada, and I would like to see that fight maybe on an undercard somewhere neutral, somewhere else, maybe in the States. So that, nonetheless, I'm happy he won the fight, because now he's gonna be on TV soon. I'll be led to believe you're gonna see Ryan Rozicki be on a undercard soon, and people are gonna get to know who he is. And I'm trying to tell you guys, Rozicki, if you guys like these short, compact fighters who don't know how to throw jabs and just throw hooks and straight right hands, this is your guy. This guy doesn't know anything but how to go forward and come to try to kill you. He even said it himself, I'm a trained killer. I was born for this game. I was made for this game. And that's what I am in this game. You know, so good win for him against Alante Green. I think the Yamil Peralta rematch is probably the best fight he can make for himself, because there's a lot of history there. But if not that fight, I'd like to see him fight someone like a Tabiti or a Krzysztof Lewacki, because those guys are names. They've challenged for titles or been champions. And I don't think Rozicki can really fight at that championship level until he can prove he can beat one of, these former champions or faded former champions. It's just a natural progression of where a fighter has to go in his boxing career. But he's been doing his thing ever since the Rivas fight. I don't think I made any videos about him since the Rivas fight, but Rozicki's been doing his thing since that Rivas loss in October of 2021. He's won, what is it, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's won 6 fights in a row. 5 of them by knockout, but with the lone fight going the distance being the one against Yamil Peralta. So yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where we're at with Ryan Rozicki. We will see how things go, and I'll definitely be keeping my eyes and my tabs on Rozicki, because he's definitely a real fighter and someone that is worth watching. And hopefully, for his sake, he can get on a big network real soon, because I think he has a fan-friendly style. So I'm going to leave it at that. Y'all let me know what you think. What do you guys think, Ryan Rozicki? Who do you want to see him fight at Cruiserweight? And what did you make of the fight against Alante Green? He beat the brakes off that man. So, yeah. Leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you could love me or you could hate me. But I'm just a kid from Dane. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. We're here at the Hatanaka Boxing Gym in Nagoya, Japan. And for more great videos just like this one, make sure you guys click right here.